Right hand, Marty!
All right, well, thank you for the introduction. But this whole thing starts when I'm basically homeless in 1989, and I need a place to live. And it just so happens that a former Golden Glove champion and current professional boxer by the name of Jimmy Finn had inherited a house from his parents and had an open room. So he invited me to stay with him in his place on 109th and Oakley, which is in Beverly. You may know that by the parade or whatnot. But so I move into his place on 109th and Oakley, and the first couple days that I'm there, some crazy stuff is already starting to begin to happen. It just so happened that a black guy moved in across the street, and kind of the first black guy in the neighborhood at that time in 1989. And not only did he move in to the neighborhood, he was one of the first black guys, but he put up one of those jockeys in front, like it's like a lawn ornament. You know what I'm talking about? The jockeys. But he painted the face white. Okay. So that kind of, got a little bit of fury, around the neighborhood, and everyone's saying, how are we going to deal with this? Because we had this black guy, he's the first guy in the neighborhood, and he's got a lawn jockey, and he painted the face white. So Jimmy had to handle this because he was kind of the disciplinarian of the block. So he recruited me to get this lawn jockey, take it, repaint the face black, and put it back in front of the house. Okay. So that was kind of contingent on me getting me to stay at his place. So, I was like, all right, I don't know, whatever, Jim. He was I kind of looked up to him at the time, because he was, he was 15-0 as a pro boxer. And I was kind of like his protege. He was, kind of guiding me along. So, I went at nighttime, and it was pretty heavy too. I grabbed the jockey and I took it and painted it and put it back in front of the guy's house. This guy had just moved into the neighborhood. And, it was just he was a single guy, he didn't have a family or anything. So sure enough, the next day, okay, the black guy takes it and he repaints it black, or repaints it white and puts it back out in front of his house, okay? So while all of this stuff is going on, I'm like, Jim, I'm not going back out there again, okay? I did it one time, but he's like, Marty, he goes, he painted and repainted. We got to get back out there tonight, and we got to take it back in. I'm like, Chin, man, you can't make me do this. And he's like, you're doing it. So, well, all right, Jimmy, I'll do it. So, well, I didn't much of a choice. So I go out there. I grab the lawn jacket. This thing's heavy, and when I'm running back up, it was nighttime. I was kind of scared, and I slipped, and I dropped the jockey on my foot and broke my foot. So I managed to pick it back up, get it back into the house. Jimmy's laughing his ass off and repaints the face and puts it back out. He carried it back out in front of the black guy's house, so it's repainted black again. Okay. So the next day, I had my foot wrapped up in a cast. Okay, and we're sitting in Jimmy's living room. Okay, we're drinking some beer and smoking some weed, and the phone rings, and it's some longtime adversary of Jimmy Finn's. Okay. Jimmy's like, oh yeah? You have a problem? Well, why don't you just come over here and we'll handle the problem, okay? You just come over here right now. And I'm looking like Jimmy. I'm like, Jimmy, my foot's broken, man. I can't get no fights, dude. You don't even have me, stealing this guy's lawn jockey, man. This is getting to be too much. So it's like, don't worry about it, Marty. I'll handle this myself, So about 10 minutes later, a Camaro pulls up in the front lawn and just stops in the grass. And a little short-looking Italian guy gets out. He comes walking up to the front door, okay? And a girl gets out on the other side. So I'm looking out the front window, and Jimmy gets up and picks up a baseball bat and walks up to the front door. Oh, shit. He walks up like this, opens the door, he's like, hey, you little shit, you want some of this? And the little guy's sitting there like this. And he goes, oh, you need a baseball bat to kick my ass, huh? Jimmy goes, I don't need a baseball bat to kick your ass, you little shit. And he throws the baseball bat down. The girl walks over, picks up the baseball bat, and the little dago pulls a hammer out. So it's Jimmy Finn, bare-fisted, a little dago with a baseball bat, or the girl with the baseball bat, a little dago with a hammer. Okay? And Jimmy's sitting there like, oh. And I'm sitting with a broken foot, like, I can't help you much here, Jimmy, Then, who comes walking out from across the street? But the black guy about the lawn jockey. This very moment comes walking across the street. And what does he have but a bow and arrow? True story. He comes over with a bow and arrow, okay? And he disarms a little dago of his hammer. The woman drops a baseball bat and gets in her car and leaves. And he goes, listen, you guys, this shit with the lawn jockey has been really funny and hilarious. I've enjoyed it. I've watched you every night, and I saw you drop that motherfucker on your toe. He goes, I laughed my ass off. But this paint is getting really expensive. That's the end.